Welcome, 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 everyone. It's good to see you. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I know. I realize the subject of this live has got a lot of people thinking, a lot of people wondering what's going on. And the first thing people come to, and this is what I love about you guys, though, the first thing that most of you have come to is, well, YouTube must be tired of all the trauma, right? But that's not the case, because the Chroma channels are getting crazy monetization. That's happening. I'm just going to dive into it because I want to keep this more or less short. At least I don't want to go over an hour because I don't want to miss Burnt Toast's live that's coming up. So, and she's going live in an hour. So, hold on. Let me show you guys this real quick. All right. So me and a few other creators have been talking, and some creators that I really like and respect, and have done a lot to help me out, and mostly the reason why I like and respect them is because they come from a really, really good place. You know, they take on these crime cases and talk about them to create awareness, to put pressure on law enforcement, the proper pressure, while still respecting the fact that law enforcement are the professionals. And you know, but also just to keep you guys aware of, you know, when there's a missing person, and to spread awareness on the missing person when there's things going wrong with the system. uh you know, there's, you know, when the system is failing our kids, things of that nature. This is really important stuff to me, and a few of these other creators that I really am proud to call friends on the platform, and I really respect their content. um so um I just, you know how it is. What you do is you tweet Team YouTube, see if you can get some answers, because that's really the only way that they're ever going to respond to you. You can't call a number for YouTube and talk to somebody. None of that's a thing. None of that's even a thing. So what I did was I tweeted Team YouTube, and let me just, here, I'll just leave it on the, as you can see, at Team YouTube, is YouTube automatically flagging true crime videos? Why is this happening? Why are the appeals taking an average of 2 weeks for review? Is it a glitch, or is YouTube trying to discourage crime cases from being covered on the platform? I don't think I could have been more straightforward with that question, if I'm being totally honest. And Team YouTube's pretty good about responding on Twitter. So they responded back. We understand how important this is for you. Of course, you know, like I'm talking to a T-Mobile representative. As we expanded monetization on educational, documentary, or news content that might include violence, we try to make sure that the content are in line with our ad-friendly guidelines. Okay. And then, you know, more info here, and they give me a link, blah, 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 explaining the ad guidelines and all this and that. You know, note the manual reviews are checked carefully, so it can take time before a decision is made. Which I do understand that. But since they're flagging all the crime videos, well, I imagine they have a lot of content to manually go over, because everyone's appealing. Everyone who's actually uh doing crime channels is getting flagged. Anybody with a crime channel doing crime content is getting flagged. Anybody that I've talked to, anyway. So Yeah, and that's a solution that Annie's come up with, and I fully support her on that. Um, so if you guys are subscribed to Annie, um, Annie's trying to come up with ways around this, and she seems to have come up with a decent solution to just sign on to her Patreon for $1 a month, just $1 a month, you know. Um, so I think that's great that she's doing that, um, because you know there's creators out there that work really hard on their content, man, and they work really hard in doing a lot of research. They work really hard in fighting for victims and their families, um, and so I don't think it's wrong at all for them to want some support. Um, it's important, you know. Some creators live off of this. I don't know what anybody's personal situation is or anything like that. The bottom line is, if you create something, well, then you're entitled to be able to benefit from it if you work hard on it. I don't see anything wrong with expecting something back. So my whole thing is, I just my whole thing is, I look at it like it's just plain censorship. I mean, that's just how I look at it. I look at it like it's just plain censorship. Um, and it's an interesting thing, censorship, man, you know, because in that tweet, in that response, they were talking about ad-friendly guidelines. So it's not the advertisers. This is what's really important to understand, okay? Because they're kind of making it seem like, you remember when Obama was like, everyone will have health care. You know, a lot of us took it like, well, everybody's going to have free health care. No, he didn't say free. He just said everyone was going to have health care. I'm not trying to get political. I'm just trying to give an example of, you know, how when there's people involved in sales and making money, you know, they have a slick tongue about them in the way that they word things. So what they're trying to do is kind of shift the blame over to the advertisers and what's ad friendly. But the thing is they're not really showing what's ad friendly, because here's the thing is, I don't think that any of the people, any of the advertisers, any of the companies that put out commercials that you see, ads, they just want their stuff advertised. They don't really care, unless you're talking about horrible, racist, terrible things or God knows what. But there's some things that, okay, there's violence involved, but these creators, especially the more professional ones, I'm not even including myself in that. I'm just somebody who feels passionate about this stuff, and I like to spread the word. You know, I almost pride myself in not being so professional, but I also respect the hell out of the channels that are capable of maintaining such professionalism. And you know, these creators go out of their way to not violate TOS. They go out of their way to try to do whatever they can to work hand in hand with YouTube, and whoever the advertisers are. Because the truth is I don't care what these companies are. They're fine with this, because the reason why I know this, it's very simple. It's very simple if you just use your eyes, okay? Because there are cable channels, one of which I keep my TV on all the time. I don't always watch TV, but whenever I got the TV going and it's just background or whatever it is, it's ID channel. It's just the ID channel. It's true crime 24/7, right? And I'm seeing double the amount of commercials that I am seeing the content on there. You're going to tell me advertisers actually really care that much? You're going to tell me that? That makes absolutely no sense. So I'm just not buying it when YouTube tries to tell me that it's the advertisers, you know, it's what's friendly, what's friendly with our advertisers and our working relationship with the advertisers, our ad friendly. Get out of my face with that. Get out of my face with that. Because I also happen to know, because everybody that's going back to my point that I was bringing up, starting with this, I happen to know because I've been focused on that content too. I've been focused on that content too and calling out these creators, and I use that term loosely, creators in the sense that they make lies up, that they just lie. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been calling them out. Burnt Toast has been calling them out. Crude AF has been calling them out. You know, and it's, at this point, I mean, it's fun to just make fun of them. It's fun to just make fun of them. But the thing is these people are their videos are being monetized, right? And they're complaining about other people who talk about them, but their videos are being monetized, yet they harass victims, their families, they make things up, they interfere with investigations. I mean, and yet for some reason it's ad friendly content. How is that even a thing? How's that even possible when there are so many creators that are doing this for the right reasons, for moral, just reasons? I don't slander people. I don't lie about people. I don't do these things. I know these creators that I'm discussing, and I just saw Annie was in the chat. Um, her being one of them, I'm proud to be a friend of here on this platform because she's one of those people. I know for a fact that Annie does this because she cares. I know for a fact because we talk behind the scenes. I know for a fact that when Josh from the Dad Challenge podcast covers crime cases, it's because he cares and he does it ethically and responsibly. Yet he covers these vlog videos, right? And there's nothing wrong with the vlog videos. He's, in my opinion, he's doing God's work, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? Like pointing out these family vloggers who are exploiting kids. He's focused his entire content on exposing people who exploit kids, who victimize others. He's focused his entire content on that. But the family vlogger videos don't get flagged. Only the crime ones do. Why is that? Why is that? And he did such a good job with the Gabby Petito thing. He's featured on the Peacock, documentary. And he did such a good job. And the reason why it was such a good job is because he was merely passionate about it. He just focused on just getting the word out. He heard about it. It made him mad. He was going to get out there and talk about it. And that's all he did. It was purely from the heart. I was there. It was purely from the heart. So what's going on with YouTube? Because let's think of this as a crime case, right? What's the motive? Why would they cut monetization for an entire genre? They would just flag them automatically. All of a sudden, there's a setting in their little algorithm or however they do things. It's not even a person. It's just the way it's set. And all of a sudden, boom, flagged for monetization automatically. Like, I'm trying to understand the justification behind that, because I see these people that exploit the idea of a missing child, exploit the idea of a missing child, who refer to a missing child as a cash cow. Yet YouTube doesn't mind running ads on their videos. YouTube doesn't mind running ads on their videos. And I love being on YouTube, man. I love it. You know, I don't want to have to go set up some other, on some other platform. I don't want to have to do that. I mean, I will. I will, just out of principle. Not so much because of the money, because I'm stupid like that. I don't really care about money. I've always been that way. I've always been that way. But I don't like being censored. See, and this is the funny thing about censorship. The funny thing about censorship, and this is an undeniable fact, okay? I want you to pay close attention. Nobody likes censorship. Even the people who like censorship, they don't like being censored. Do you like to be told to shut up? I don't know anybody who likes to be told to shut up. I don't know anybody who likes to be told what they can or cannot say. See, the people who like censorship, they just like that one side of things where they get to tell people what they can or cannot say. But they'll never, ever respond positively to somebody telling them. Never. It's just not human nature. Nobody likes to be told to shut up. Nobody likes to be told what they can or cannot say. Yet, what do? We just take it? Is that what we do? Just, because I happen to know that me being one of these creators that will discuss these crime cases, me being one of them, I do it because I love doing it, because I care about it, because it makes me feel worthwhile that I'm doing something positive with what I'm doing here. It helps me not feel like a complete and total dirtbag, if I'm being totally honest. Days of Confused, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But if it had something to do with Shanann's Law, because I'm actually, I'm on the fence about that. I hate the fact that the Rucheks have dealt with what they've dealt with. I hate it. And I support their efforts to fight and not have to take it. I absolutely support it. But I also don't like to cherry pick when censorship's okay and when it's not. So like I said, I am on the fence about that. Because in a perfect world, people just wouldn't harass victims or their families. People would be more empathetic. So to me, I'm leaning more towards the Rucheks in a situation like that, in a scenario like Shanann's Law. I'm leaning more towards the Rucheks in the sense that, well, why should they just have to take it? You know what I mean? Why should they just have to just deal with being harassed? So, I mean, I'm just it's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me that we can just, you know, all of a sudden we're just okay. I mean, I realize it's YouTube is a privately owned platform. I get that. I get that. But don't we pay our dues to the house? I'm always the one up here. Everybody complains and whines. Oh my God, YouTube takes 30%. They take 30%. I'm like, dude, the analogy I always come back to is if you're in a band and you play out, you got to pay the house. You got to cut the house in. They provided you with a platform to be able to perform, sell your records, do whatever you got to do, right? They provided you with a platform to do that. You got to pay them. It's like paying rent. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with them charging rent. Is it a little steep? Sure. But I mean, the fact that they take, this is another point that I'm going to get to. The fact that they take 30%, right? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why would they want to cut the monetization if it's bringing in advertisers? Because the advertisers, they're the ones who approve the advertisers. These advertisers advertise anywhere. They don't care. If they think somebody will buy their product, they'll buy their product. But you're not gonna tell me that some company with an ethical, you know, CEO with a heart is going to have a problem with advertising on a channel that is trying to bring awareness to a missing child, trying to bring awareness to a system that fails children. So like, why wouldn't, you know what I mean? If they're all about the greed, why would they cut that income out? It makes no sense, because they're losing their 30% cut out of what I would be getting. Right? Stands to reason that they're losing. So why do that? That's what I'm so curious about. Why do that? You're losing money that way. So there's gotta be it's got to be a censorship and agenda thing. It's really the only thing that makes sense. I know it sounds a little tinfoil hatty. I get it, but I feel like it's the only thing that really makes sense, because if we're thinking about it on an economic level, it makes no sense. And I'm not a businessman. I mean, I'm a layman. I'm sitting here laying it out as simple as anybody could lay it out. It's a simple, simple thing. I just explained. I mean, look at the demographic. The demographic. You know how many products that would appeal to my demographic? Females, 90% female between the ages of 30 and 50, right? So you're going to tell me that there's not tons of products out there that would appeal to that demographic? It's simple, basic supply and demand. It's what you learn when you set up a lemonade stand as a kid. You know what I mean? It's not difficult to understand. I mean, but that's the thing, is you're going to tell me that advertisers don't want no, not if this person drops f bombs like crazy. Well, come on, don't tell me that late at night on Comedy Central, when they show stuff that's uncensored, they don't have commercials. Those advertisers have a problem with f bombs? No, no, they don't have a problem with that. So the issue is clearly with YouTube and Google. The issue is clearly with YouTube and Google. Has nothing to do with the advertisers themselves. It can't have anything to do with the advertisers themselves. Right. And then they have the nerve to complain about us. Now I'm just going to do it for fun. Like this issue is important, but I'm going to be right over Burnt Toast having a ball, cracking up. I mean, I'm not going to be on her panel, but I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be in the chat because I'm loving trolling these people. I'm loving it. I'm loving that it's getting under their skin. I love that people who think that they can exploit a missing child and harass the missing child's family for content and capitalize off of it. I love that they're getting pissed off that I'm making money off of it. Because I plan on making as much money off of that as I can. And I wasn't before. Before I was like, whatever. You know what I mean? Before it was just fun. Now I'm just like, oh, now I know it bothers the hell out of them. And I know that there's nothing they can do about it. And I'm just going to have a ball doing it. And that's it. Like, what's going on with my man Mexi in chat? What's going on here? What's he saying? Why is everybody freaking out? Oh, Mexi, you got COVID. Uh-oh. Yeah, Annie just got COVID too. Her whole family got COVID just before Christmas, man. It's crazy. Yeah. You know what's really funny too? I had an epiphany about this whole thing. Like, you remember I was talking about going out? I'm in Knoxville. I'm in Knoxville right now. I live here, right? Remember how I was talking about going out and counter protesting these boobs on the ground because they're protesting the TBI? First of all, from what I understand, it's not even the right TBI location to be protesting. Second of all, nobody cares. That's the whole thing. They're just gonna be four assholes out there just walking around yelling and bullhorning, like, and they're just going to annoy everybody. But they're not gonna. What are they gonna do? They're gonna convince people with common sense that the TBI is not doing enough to find Summer Wells. And I happen to know for a fact because Crude AF actually went over it earlier today when he was live this afternoon. He showed she's going to Knoxville just to harass Candace. Molly Golightly is going to Knoxville just to harass Candace. She didn't even mention the protest at all. She actually, and this is what's funny about her. This is what's really funny. I'm loving this too. Because there's it's clearly obvious that she is slowly and trying to methodically and systematically separate herself from these other people. You could see it in her actions. Again, you got to use your eyes, people. Why'd she fly instead of taking the road trip with the group? Right? Why is she all of a sudden not saying she's sitting there in the airport like half conscious talking about, no, I don't have a problem with law enforcement. I don't have a problem with the TBI. No, everything's cool. Everything's fine. But you're going there to protest them. Isn't that the purpose of your trip? You're coming here to protest the TBI. Yes or no? Isn't that the purpose of your trip? Yet there's no let's create awareness. There's nothing like that. It's Candace, I'm coming for you, Candace, blah, blah, blah. And it's all springered out. I mean, it's a joke. The problem is it's not a joke. The problem is those are real people. That is a real missing 5-year-old little girl, and those are her real parents. And there is absolutely no evidence to dictate that they had anything to do with this child's disappearance. There is zero evidence. So, yeah, dude, listening to this lady, dude, listening to this blowhard idiot, and I don't have a problem. I'm just like, yeah, she is a fucking buffoon. I don't have a problem saying that in the slightest bit. In fact, I'm holding back. She is a fucking buffoon. That she's sitting there talking about. I sat there and listened to this woman talk about how she herself contaminated evidence. And she was like, well, now that we got latex gloves on our Amazon wish list, we're not going to contaminate evidence anymore. She said that shit. She said it out loud on a live stream. I was like, what? I was like, what? I couldn't even believe that. These people are idiots. And Dumpster Clips, I'm digging your stuff, by the way. Y'all subscribe to Dumpster Clips. She makes these little shorts. Makes these little shorts. And they're funny. They're funny. Yeah. And it's funny because, like, I wasn't even going to, like, I mean, I'm going to keep doing crime cases. I'm going to keep doing it. Whether or not YouTube pays me or not, I'm just keep doing it. But I'm also going to continue calling out people like this. And now I'm going to do it because I know it bothers them so much. Now I'm going to do it because I know it gets so under their skin. If you're going to exploit a child, I'm going to exploit you. And I'm going to have a ball doing it. And as far as me, yeah, like I sat there and I thought about it and I'm just like, these people are so stupid. I'm sitting here and I'm getting all worked up at the idea, right? At the idea of them protesting. And I'm already visualizing in my mind that they got 30, 40, 50 people out there protesting with them. But all I had to do was really think about it for a minute. All I had to do was just kind of cool my head, which it's difficult for me to do sometimes. I'm hot-headed like that. I get it. But all I had to do was just cool my head for a minute and be like, nobody's even going to be there. Nobody's going to be listening to these idiots. They are completely out of their element. I talked to an acquaintance, not a friend, but an acquaintance in the Knox County Sheriff's Department. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what's going on with this protest? What are you guys expecting to do? What are you expecting to? He's like, what protest? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. I'm like, what? Cops don't even know about it. They don't care. Nobody cares about what these idiots are doing. So I'm going to be the only idiot out there. I'm just going to add to if I went out there, I would just add to the idiot scene. That's all I would do. Because I'd be the only asshole taking them seriously. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. And I got, yeah, and I'm not real thrilled about, I understand my temper, and I'm not real thrilled about putting myself in a position of where things could get physically ugly. I just don't think that that's helpful. I don't think it's going to do any good. It might get me more content. It might create more content for me, get me more subscribers, because people like to watch a train wreck. But I don't operate like that because I'm not in this for that. I simply don't operate like that. What best case scenario is I go down there and there's a news truck out there, and news truck goes, "What's your name and what are you doing out here?" Blah blah blah. It's going to be a local news truck. That's not even going to do nothing for me. And again, that's not why I do this. I'm not doing this for. That's why they're doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have contacted local news stations in Rogersville when they were there harassing Candace and Don. I mean, I'm just not. I'm not a bottom feeder like that. So I could do that. And you know what? Honestly, like I said, it's a local news station. I like that I walk around Knoxville and nobody knows who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get known here. I live here. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make up a name for myself here where I live. I got a nice, quiet life. I enjoy it. But the more I thought about it, I was like, man, there's more impracticality in going down there than there is any practicality. First of all, these people drove all the way out here from God knows wherever the hell. I'm guessing Florida. They drove all the way the hell out here on the coldest day to protest on the coldest day that Knoxville's seen in like a year. Yeah. How am I going to look standing out there? When nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's taking them seriously at all. You think that's going to stop the TBI from continuing to do their job and find Summer Wells? So all I had to do was just think about it for a couple minutes, and I was just like, how am I going to look doing that? You know what I mean? Like, what's that going to do? That's not going to do anything for anybody but them. That's going to help them. That's going to create content for them, because that's the kind of bullshit content that they want, that they live off of, that they thrive off of. I would have been trolled by them by being baited into going down there. And I was just like, damn, that would have been slick. That would have been slick. So, yeah. So, them fools are going to be out there, just the four of their dumbasses, walking around, and it's cold as hell. Like, it's supposed to get to lows of like 7 degrees here. Like, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, like I said, if it was like something where it was like a Twilight Zone type thing, where I actually thought that they might be actually affecting the TBI's, investigation, because they're raising eyebrows and making people go, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? Oh my God, the TBI is terrible, blah blah blah, and then causing a big distraction. Well, then, okay, sure, but they're not. All I'd be doing is adding to that chaos if it's just me going down there, and you know what I mean? Yeah, nobody gives a shit about what those idiots are doing. And all I had to do was just like let that dawn on me for a second. Like, nobody gives a fuck what they're doing. They're driving all the way down there for nothing. All the way down here for nothing. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah. Like, I had a hot bowl of chili today. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna do a lot more good just trolling them from the warmth of my living room. Like, it's literally like given like 5 times more effective than actually going down there. Like 5 times more effective with what I can do from the comfort of my living room and their bullshit content and just tear it up, destroy it. That's what I'm saying, dumpster clips. That's what I'm saying. Dude, this bowl of chili was magnificent. It was fantastic. I'm gonna make a burger when I'm done here. It's gonna be good. Kick back, watch a movie. Well, now I'm gonna be watching Burnt Toast. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna do. Yeah, that's a toaster oven. I know you didn't do that. You do not have a walker that you're gonna go down there with a walker. No, don't do that to yourself. You're gonna slip and fall and get hurt because everything's gonna be icy because it's sleeting right now. It's literally sleeting here right now. Like nobody's going out there except those morons. The best way to handle that situation is let them be the only morons that are out there. I mean, so yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern, Tammy Lou. Um, yeah, I mean, as far as the yeah, if you guys, I mean, the thing is everything's done by any difference is made, and I always feel stupid because like I'm such an idealist, and I always think that if people speak up and do this and do that, and I'm starting to get discouraged with it because nobody really does. Nobody ever actually does it. You know what I mean? But like, if you actually love channels that are delivering you information like Ion Entertainment Network right here, um, that are actually delivering you useful information and spreading awareness on missing persons, uh, and crime cases, you got to show them support. And I'm not saying show them support monetarily necessarily. I'm saying at least because not everybody can reach into their pocket and do that, and that's okay. There's nobody, you know what I mean? I'm one of those people, but I can blast things on Twitter. I could spread awareness. I can just use my platform to create awareness, which is what I'm doing right now. Like right now, it totally seems like YouTube is just going by some sort of keyword when it comes to crime cases and flagging these channels when you have these really shitty people doing the worst possible things on YouTube. They're threatening people, they're doxing people. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy to me. And yet they're, you know, and for me to get to make fun of them, I got to sit through an ad. That's bullshit. I, for me to get to making fun of them, I got to sit through an ad. You know what I mean? Like that's not okay. That's And I'm like, and to me, that's fine. I'm not saying to take their monetization away. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I'm saying it's clear that YouTube just does not actually do what they're saying that they do. You know, it's and you're going to see what's going to happen. A lot of people feel like they're being screwed. A lot of really good, talented, and caring creators feel like they're being screwed. And they're just going to end up taking their content to another platform. Or they're just going to stop doing it. You know? I mean, I don't want to lose these creators that I love and respect and I love to watch and listen to. I don't want them to stop doing what they do. But they have a right to stand up for themselves and say, "Hey, wait a minute. You know, we had an agreement and what I'm doing is not wrong. And I should be able to gain monetarily from this if it's available to other people who are doing way worse things." So I'm not saying take their monetization away. I'm saying, cut the censorship bullshit, man. Just, you know, let the advertisers decide. Why not let the advertisers decide? Let the advertisers decide who they want to support, who they want to sponsor. Because I guarantee you're going to see a big difference. It's because it's not the advertisers that are going, "Oh, no, 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 no. We can't spread information about a missing child. We can't do that. That's questionable." But, well, you can threaten a victim. That's okay. Well, put some ads there, threatening a victim, but not actually spreading awareness of a missing child and supporting law enforcement who's actually trying to actually get results for this missing child and get answers. I mean, there's no way that that's how that works. There's just no way that that's how that works. And that's what's happening. It's YouTube, and the only thing that makes sense is they're just trying to censor and control what you hear and what you listen to. I mean, they're not losing all of them, you know, because at first I thought it was only like because I wasn't a bigger creator, but when it's happening to creators like Josh and Annie, Josh who has like almost 100,000 subscribers, Annie who has 200,000 subscribers, and it's happening to them. To me, I'm like, wait a minute, that's crazy. Because at first I thought it was like, oh, okay, well they'll flag me because nobody's watching me, you know, with my little 10,000, which I just hit. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to minimize the fact that I have 10,000 subscribers. That's 10,000 people that took the time out to be like, subscribe. That's amazing. That's definitely not something to shake a stick at. But what I'm saying is, YouTube has me to compare to people with millions and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Is my man Crude in the house? Yeah, there he is. Cool. Um, Yeah, it blows my mind. And then these people have the audacity to act like we don't have the right to make money off of them. These creators have the audacity to do that. I think that that's hilarious. And the more they do it, the more it makes me laugh and want to do it. The more it happens, the more into it I am. The more inspired I am to do it. I swear, I would just go on and on tonight. If Toast wasn't going live at 9, I would just be going on and on about it. I'd just pull up clips. I'd stream them. Yeah, just for fun. Just because I know they hate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I almost got annoyed having to hear Crude AF say the word fair use as many times as he was saying it. I was like, yo, how many times are you going to say fair use? And it was not his fault. It was because this idiot wasn't getting it. This idiot was not understanding the simple concept of you're out there. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. You put yourself out there. You are now a public figure. You are open to criticism. You are open to be trolled and made fun of. It's and like she just wasn't getting it. You can't do that. What do you mean I can't do it? I just did, and I'm gonna keep doing it. What the fuck are you talking about? I can absolutely do that, and I'm just gonna enjoy it more, the more I do it now. Like now, I'm all passionate about it. Now I'm all on fire about doing it. I love it. Super fun. It's super fun. Like I swear, like there's nobody that I've ever seen more Karen than Bull Boob Betty, whatever the hell. There's nobody more Karen than I've ever seen. Somebody's chat I was saying, I was like, I swear it's like she was like genetically engineered by Karen Frankenstein doctors and created in a lab of being the ultimate Terminator Karen. Like I've never seen anybody more fit the Karen. I didn't even think that was possible. I mean, I've seen people with Karen like things, but like this woman is a Karen through and through. Like from the inside out. I mean, I've never seen it like that. I didn't even think that was a thing. And I cover Karen videos. Like I'd never seen. That's crazy to me. Calling my man Kitty Kitty and talking about his belly button. What? What? I mean, it was just silly. It was just like you expect people to take you seriously. You got a record a mile long for DV, and you expect people to take you seriously when you sit there and talk about this dude's genitals obsessively. Like I was like and the funny thing is I could watch it all day because she just looks and sounds ridiculous doing it. I could watch it all day. It's fantastic. But I'm not gonna watch it on her channel. I'm either gonna stream it, or I'm gonna watch Crude stream it, or I'm gonna watch Burnt Toast stream it, or I'm gonna watch anybody else, or Jesus, I already forgot. Dumpster Clips. Sorry, Dumpster Clips. I really like that channel too. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. But I'm just gonna keep watching Dumpster Clips make, I'm not gonna give them the views. I'm going to give the people the views that see how full of shit they are. That's what I'm going to do. Because it's what makes sense. Oh no, like dude, trust me. I've been on YouTube for like 3 years now, right? Like 3 years, and I know Molly Golightly and how she works. I know how she is. I've seen her have falling outs with people left and right, and what she's doing is she's getting backlash. Everybody's getting backlash now. They're all getting backlash. But she's getting backlash now about the TBI and whatever and all this other stuff that she's doing. And she's slowly disassociating herself. She's slowly just inching away like, okay, yeah, I'm on board, guys. Yeah, I'm on board. That's what she's doing. That's all she's doing. And it's really funny to me. It's really funny to me. Because after this, nobody's going to even give the remotest, slightest fuck about any of them, except for Molly Golightly. She'll continue going on. She's the one who's got all the subscribers and everything like that, you know, but Blowhard, no, she's not going anywhere. She's not going to continue doing nothing. She's already, she can't be taken seriously. She can't be taken seriously. I mean, it amazes me that Molly Golightly is, but she can't be taken seriously. And JLR, he can't be taken seriously either. The only person that actually takes him seriously is Blowhard Betty. That's the only person that takes him seriously. The only person in that group that has a chance is Olivia. It's the only person that has a chance. And that's the only reason is because she's actually a talented creator. She's actually a talented documentary filmmaker. Now, considering that she's hanging out with these morons as much as she is, you know, I mean, she's really making some bad decisions because she could really, really make it out on her own as far as just making these documentary videos. She could do really, really, really well. And I do think that she's just young and impressionable, but she's also a very bright person. You can tell by her content. You can tell by the quality of her videos. So by the quality of her videos, the bright person that it takes to make that, you're not going to tell me that she's not aware of how shitty these other people are. You're just not going to, you're no way you're going to convince me of that. So yeah, I want to defend her in the sense that, yeah, you know, she's just young and she's trying to fit in and blah, 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 you know, and she feels important. She feels accepted and blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. But, you know, she doesn't need to feel that way from them, not from anybody. She's got all the stuff to be able to do great, great, great content and actually be really successful at it. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it because I'm pretty sure it's going to be it for she's going to be burnt toast if she's not already on. But I'm going to go ahead and head over there. So anybody who's not subscribed to Burnt Toast, let's do a Galera raid over there. All right, let's go raid her chat because she's fun. She's fun. All right, guys, I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.